How about now? There we go. Now the mic should be working. This is why we do the mic check at the start. How's everyone? Hopefully everyone is doing okay today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I was actually watching like a dentist earlier, playing chess and Go at the same time. Quite impressive. I don't know if I could do that and still hold my chess rack. I'm pretty bad at chess. Hello, W1. Welcome, welcome. For people who are joining, it is open reviews today for the next 2 hours. So I will be doing game reviews on Explore Baduk. If you have a game, you can give me the OGS link or the link to the file, and I will upload it and review it for you. So if you have a game you would like analyzed, let me know. Or if you have any questions, if you have questions, I can answer questions too. Yeah, we are using Explore Baduk again. I wonder if there's been any updates since last week. I don't know if I don't think there's a change log. Games. Where do I upload this again? Demo board, upload. On. Okay, we're reviewing for white. Okay. I'll also keep that one linked. Okay. Okay. A little bit of the less common one, but still possible. This is too soon. Yeah, you don't need to do that right now. Probably something over here. Be here or here. I don't think you need to do this right now. Hey, Smoglet, welcome, welcome.
Smoglet just raided with 10 viewers.
The thing is, I don't hate that you're saving the cutting stone. And welcome, everyone. It is open reviews for the next 2 hours. So if you have a game you would like me to look at, currently there are 2 people in the queue, then just give me a link to your game, and I'm happy to look at it. We're using Explore Baduk today. The link is at the top of chat, explorebaduk.com. So don't hate that you're saving the cutting stone, but this is going to get us a weak group a little too early in the game. Your shape's good, though. This one is an unnecessary exchange. You don't need this move. Less is more. Okay. I'm wondering if this is better, because after the 3-3, black gets a very large position. For visual sake, what if I place a stone here, right? Just for visual sake. This looks very large. And you're still floating over here. Hello, HBK. So my thought is here, and then maybe you can pincer like this. Or, yeah, probably like this, right? So that way we can develop the right. Oh, maybe just here. How goes the quest to prepare? Okay, so I haven't gotten started on the Congress yet. because we just caught up all of our payments for the move. So we had to pay the last month's rent at the former place. Then we had to move in the middle of the month, so we had to pay the deposit, and we had to pay the prorated rate of rent for the rest of the month, and then pay this month's rent. So we just got all that caught up like a week ago. So we haven't gotten to planning for future stuff yet. We just got all the bills caught up. And we've been in the clear for a week now, settling into our new routines and stuff, but enjoying the new place. Still have a lot of boxes to unpack. Playing the part. I think we're promoting Congress pretty well. Hello, GG. Yeah, I think we're promoted Congress pretty well. I prefer this move. It leaves a cutting point. That is my preference. Because this move is a little annoying. Because you can't do that because then I'll do that, right? I mean, I guess you can. I guess you can. Yeah, I guess you can. It's annoying though, but it's probably fine. Oh, playing games. I have not gotten to do that yet. I kind of had a lazy week this week because we had just been pushing ourselves so hard. So I kind of gave myself like the week off to relax. This is too slow. Black could ignore this, potentially. I don't know if I would. Uh, Spawning's probably fine. Steam has spring cells. That's cool. Okay. So you need to get in here. This is the next thing to do. This move is too slow. You can't attack this group while you're floating in the center. If you're going to attack, you attack from the weak group side. That might look something like this, maybe? Or like this. But this is going to run this way or this way, which is going to make you weaker. What do you do at Go Congress? Go Congress is a big event where hundreds of Go players get together and play Go for a week. In Europe's case, it's 2 weeks. And there is a tournament that goes on throughout the week. You play a match a day in the morning, and in the evenings, there's lectures, there's other tournaments and things. There are pro reviews, there's simuls with pros. And then you can also hang out with friends and drink and play cards. You can play cards with pros. I know several pros will like to gamble with poker every night. Yeah, so it's a big get together. It's a lot of fun. I really don't like this weak group because what I want to do is I want to play something over here. But what's going to happen is I'm going to run away and then they're going to get some sort of double attack going. I don't like this. But if you reduce from this way, maybe this is acceptable because you do have 4 corners. This is a lot of territory. A lot. Yeah, I don't like this floating group. What if I ignore his black? If I ignore his black and just go here, I'm not gonna die. Surely not, right? Black might die, but that's a pretty tough life and death problem. Probably here, though. Okay, black plays there. If what you want to do here, if you can, is make this group strong in Sente so you can deal with this area without getting double attacked. So I really think you should have attacked from the weak group side. Maybe even here. Yeah, some sort of exchange maybe. I don't know. I don't know the best move, but you definitely want to be looking at this area soon. This is not the right direction. You want strength on your weak group. Attack from the weak group. When you have a weak group, you want strength and Sente. You don't want points. You want strength and Sente. So you want to attack from the weakness. That's a cowardly move. This is probably as good a spot as any. This one is giving your opponent influence. Don't push from behind. Okay. What's next? Probably gonna reduce this a little bit more, and then there's this area. Want to exchange this to get the cutting points on the board? Maybe like this. It's possible. What does this move do? Are you worried about getting cut right here? If you're worried about getting cut right there, then don't play a 2-space chomp. Play a 1-space chomp. You don't need to fix your own move. That is really slow. This is a very slow move. It doesn't really do anything. Possible, but I'm a little concerned about this framework. Your group is really uncomfortable. Yeah, you really shouldn't have brought this stone out so early. This group is causing you such a headache. Push, and then maybe clamp or here. Keep the large. Excuse me. There's a couple ideas. There's the clamp, there's the peep, there's the large knight moves, which is playing here or peeping it. These are the 3 moves to the large knight that you can do. There's sometimes an evasion right here. Suppose you could shoulder hit and attach. Sometimes a cap. How would I follow up the clamp move? I would expect them to respond like this, and then we can go do another move. So play a little bit of Sabaki right here. I think a lot of people would try to get save the stone, and that's just going to get a heavy weak group. Like, that's just going to get you attacked. You need to play Sabaki, which is light and loose. And that would be, yeah. You want to just treat it as a light stone. It's not a group yet. Don't make it a group. If you make it a group, it's going to get heavy. Maybe here. Maybe here. Or maybe like that. Really light and loose. Would you play away if black connected at P15? No, I think I just get another peep. I just get another stone like this or like this. So I think this is a little bit worse for black because it has 2 cutting points now. So now when I'm doing my investigation of moves, maybe I can play like this. So I get another stone to help myself. It's an idea anyway. I would be very cautious and reading carefully here because you don't want to get heavy right next to a lot of black thickness, but you do want to utilize the cutting points and peeps to destroy this area. Because in my mind, if we did this, this looks very scary. So this is what I'm concerned about. And that's using shoulder hits to build Mayos. It was one of our basic shapes. You really like your two-space jumps. Two-space jumps are a little scary. But also, you're getting two eyes. If you wanted two eyes, you could literally do this. So I think you're alive. I don't think you need to worry about it. Maybe try to reduce. Maybe a shoulder hit of some sort. Yeah. You see how black's getting a lot of points and you're only getting 2 at a time? This is a bad exchange. I think you don't know what to do, so you're just making forcing moves that are bad for you. If you don't know what to do, at the very minimum, start endgame. Because at least endgame is Sente. Maybe that's too much. Typically, you want to say, is there... I don't have the pen on here yet. But you want to look at the center. Is there a center section that is as big as one center square from star point to star point to star point to star point to star point? Is there a center section as big as one square? If there's not, is there any weak groups? If not, start endgame. Basically what to do. Kind of a checklist or flowchart, also known as the Clossy approach. That's cute. But that's... it's completely wrong. Wait. Okay, hold on. So your concern is this move, right? And you read that you die. You didn't read it correctly. You both missed this one. The thing is, I knew exactly what you read because I glanced at and I was like, oh, that looks like this. But these two stones are Natari. I knew exactly what you read. But the thing is, you and your opponent both read it. That's kind of funny. This is why we don't glance read. We actually read. So this would be homework of maybe 50 squeeze problems. Yeah. So this has to do with not seeing liberties in 3 moves. So that would be 50 squeeze problems. Which you can do on the Mega Dragon. MegaDragon.com. This is really funny. Neither player sees that these 2 stones will be an Atari. That's really funny. What is this move? This is really slow. Start in-game maybe? Or maybe here? And then here, there, play all the in-game, play all the in-game, play all the in-game. Just start all your in-game. Yeah, start the in-game. Maybe even here. There's your next 22 moves. You gotta think of it like racing or whatever. Start your in-game, and then you go as fast as you can, meaning keep Sente as long as you can. What? Here? What does this do? Look here. This is what you're after. This is the move that you were looking for. This one's questionable because of this move. Who loses more? Probably good for white. Probably good for white. Yeah, here black just fixes it, so you lost your chance. I think I see what you're going for. I don't think it works. I don't think you're reading this far enough. Yeah, you didn't read it far enough. Just keep doing your Go problems every day. Eventually you'll get there. It takes thousands and thousands of problems to be able to read that well. Thousands of problems and hundreds of games. Maybe like 5,000 problems, 1,000 games. Just make yourself a spreadsheet. Say, I'm going to, in 2025, play 1,000, or maybe 500. 500 is more reasonable. 500 games, and I'm going to do 5,000 Go problems. Set yourself a timeline and just do it. And you'll probably get to Dawn level. Maybe not, but like you'll get close. 500 games to Dawn level from 9Q is possible, but it's not guaranteed, if that makes sense. But still, like, just make you a spreadsheet and just do it. This is just greedy. Oh, no, it's not. I see what you're doing. Okay. Sure. Okay, so we're playing in-game, we're playing in-game. I don't know why you would play here instead of some more pushing moves over here. That is cuttable, but it looks like a sacrifice move. So yeah, that works. Looks like you're pushing your in-game quite well. You're trying to play more forceful moves. You're trying to push the point value. Fine. This is just as gote as this one. Never mind. I don't know, because you also have to realize, like, there are certain ways to make a Go problem happen. So once the Go problem exists on the board, they would do great. But they have to have the patterns to get to that situation. Like, Go problems don't show you like shoulder hits or capping moves or general strategy. The Go problems show you tactics, and you have to win with strategy and tactics. I think a better theory would be, what if you did 2,000 Go problems and replayed 100 to 200, let's say 200 pro games? Because that would give you shape and tactics, like strategy and tactics, and then trying to play. That might be interesting. But still, in theory, playing should be the most effective. This is a half point. This is the last thing you do. It's only a half point Go. I'm a little concerned about the throw-in right here. Because if black goes right here and you go right here, black goes right here, you go right here, black goes right here, you go right here, and you can lose 2 stones. Yes. Not as good as what I have, but currently there's Wall Theory. Nope, that's open reviews. Or that's Explore Baduk. Copy. There's ps.walltheory.net. There is gokifu.com. Maybe it's not .com. Maybe it's not .com. It is .com. Maybe it's broke right now. No? What did it do? I don't know what I did different. And then my favorite, but I think it's a one-time payment of $10. What on earth is this? Just go. Stop protecting me. Is it .net? I bet it's .net. It's .net. I guess their site's down. I don't know. SmartGo is a great iPhone app. It also has thousands of pro games. My personal favorite is what I have. Where are they at? See, I have a stack of Go World magazines from Japan. Not from Japan, but these are like pro games from Japanese history. It's in English though. It's Go reviews from 68, 69, and then these are from like the 80s. I am also subscribed to the European Go Journal, so these are in the 2020s for the European pros. That's what I have. That is my favorite form of a study. I like having the books and everything. In Korea, they had this book that's unfortunately is in Korean, and we don't have English version of. But when I was in Korea, I bought it. This is a Korean book. It's every game that was played in the 2023 Samsung Cup. I would buy this every year if I was in Korea. I would buy the book of every game in the Samsung Cup. If I was studying pro games, I would replay every single one on a billboard. That is what I would do if I was replaying pro games. I am not doing that. I am not studying Go at the moment. I'm a slacker. Any pros that I would recommend? Not particularly, no. I would recommend for amateurs the pro games from the 1900s. I think are better than the modern pro games, simply because the shape is better. But modern pro games have modern Joseki patterns, so that's important. You need to know your corner patterns, but middle game wise, pro games from the 1900s. Shizuku's great. Shizuku had great shape. Almost closed that. Yeah, I'm gonna give you homework of 50 squeeze problems. That's what I would recommend from this game. And you like 80% of your game is good, but you still play slow moves like this several times throughout the game. You probably have like 10, 20 slow moves. Yeah, anyone with Onimo in front of it. Which title did they get rid of? Was it the Honebo title that they got rid of? There was a title that they got rid of that I was really sad about. I forget what it was. Okay, am I reviewing for black or white in this one? 4 black. Hello, welcome, welcome. Yep, I do have it on my calendar. I had to double check that it wasn't going to like overlap with the stream. You don't mind that we're streaming it, right? Because it's according to the Google Calendar, it said you were fine with it being streamed. Man, you want to talk about old game looking? This is some old patterns right here. Do you know this at 5Q? Can you play this move in 5Q? There's a lot of reading in this move. Screw reading, let's Tanuki. I might pincer right here. No. Just be polite, I guess. Like you can ask, hey, is game review still open or whatever, and then add it to the queue. But yeah, I just need a link to your game. Yeah, it's funny how I guess you play complicated Joseki whenever. But there's some complicated patterns. Like you play Taisha, I guess. I like double digit Q. Is this a good peep or a bad peep? I think it's okay. I think it's okay. What about here? You really underestimate solid shape, I think. Ooh, interesting resist. All right, I got a cue. You should be up next. Yeah, I bet you they don't even know. Like, do you even know that there's a ladder? Typically, you're not supposed to peep. Typically, you're not. But, well, I want to imagine a bamboo, right? And then after the bamboo, you need to check the Aji right here. And what you could think about is this, right? And normally you'd want to play something like this or like this, but you have this cut. So you have to play like this. But then your shape looks like that, and then maybe there's some in-game trouble. So just don't have that as a possible option. But it might be fine. It might be fine. What ladder? Let's see if I remember it. There. Here. Is it here? Am I remembering this correctly? Is that the ladder? I haven't looked at this in like 7 years. I haven't played this since like 2015, 2017 maybe. It's been a long time. Usually if something like this comes up, I'll just reread it because I'm like, I know to look for a ladder, so I'll just read it and be like, okay, what's the ladder that I'm concerned about? I remember there's a ladder here, but I have to like remember from 7 years ago where was the ladder. Which is why I wanted to play this fencer. Like, then everything's easy. Yeah, this one is more expected. This one is more expected. And then like that. There's also this question. Right? But then they can make the moyo. Well, it's a pretty interesting exchange. It's hard to judge. It's really hard to judge. Then you have to know all the life and death problems in this corner. Because black can live in this corner, but it's very easy to die. Like, it's very, very easy to die in this corner, but there's supposed to be life in the corner. I always struggled with living in here. That's why I never really did it. I always struggled with the life and death problem here. That is one of my weaknesses. I had trouble living in there. Is a co with optimal play? I forget. Like I said, I always struggled with it. There was a lot. There was a lot of problems. There was a lot of go problems in there. Definitely a Nobi. Definitely a Nobi. Stretch. This leaves cutting points. So already I'm considering, can I afford this? Probably not, but you gave me the chance to think about it. And if I go here, you have to fix. Now it's my turn. If you go here and I go here, it's your turn. Yunsun's AP Mastering Basic Corner Shapes. There's a lot of things I gotta look into. I still need to... Oh my gosh, the stack of Go books. I still gotta go through this. Trouble Master. I guess it's flipped for you guys, but in songs Trouble Master. I got volume 2. I don't have volume 1, unfortunately. There's a lot I gotta do. Studying Go is very time consuming. Here's that shape. Let's see how this goes. Nice. I'm hoping one of my games will be in his third book. I sent him one on Facebook and he said, do you mind if I put this in the book? And I was like, yeah! So I'm hoping one of my games will be in the volume 3. Nah, that's too early. That's too early. What about, like, build this area? I looked at this. That looks pretty big. But then white also gets stuff. So you can say, hey, do you want to fight over who has the center? Might as well just do Tsuji problems. I mean, it's basically what it is, but these are more fun, I think. It's basically Tsuji problems, but there's like several Tsuji per problem, if that makes sense. Like, it doesn't really matter. It's the same thing, but if you enjoy this format, then do it. Depends on what format you enjoy. And since they're from literal games, you know it's going to be effective. Okay. I don't see this going good for black, like, in any variation. These two stones have a bad relationship with these two stones. Yeah, I don't see how this could go good for you. What time frame were you wanting? Yeah, I think this is going to be good for it. This looks even, which is good for black. Because this was white's corner. This looks good for black. Okay, but I don't care about the now. I just destroyed it. Why do I care now? I think I might just fix and build the center. No, you don't care about that. You gotta realize. Underneath this line is already whites. So why is 2 lines important? Yeah, why are 2 lines important? It's not that important anymore. This is already whites. 2 ranks per dawn level is optimal, but you got to realize that's also the fastest. How old are you? Because depending on how, if you're over 30, that could be optimistic. Because 30-year-olds learn slower. 28, oh, you're almost there. You're almost there. You're going to start learning slower. It's going to take a little bit more effort to improve. I would say be happy if you get a dawn rank in a year. If you're studying and you have a day job. You can get to dawn level at any age, I think. You have to have a certain way of thinking about it, though, I think. Yeah, but the higher dawn you get, the bigger it is. So the difference between 1 dawn and 5 dawn is the same as 30Q and 1 dawn. 30Q and 1 dawn is 1 dawn and 5 dawn. 5 dawn and 7 dawn, I think, is 30Q to 1 dawn. And then 7 dawn to 8 dawn is 30Q to 1 dawn. 9 dawn and plus, you have to have some insane talent and work. You have to have some work. You're 40Q. Watch the Colosseum Bridge series. It'll immediately. Have you watched the Colosseum Bridge series? This is like immediately going to make you like 15Q plus. And if you play lots of games, and RuneScape was before my time. I'm sure I would have enjoyed it, but that was before me. Wait, are you just dead? Did you just die? This looks like you just die. Stop playing on it if you're dead. Stop playing on it if you're dead. Gotcha. This is what's keeping you at 5P probably. If it's dead, leave it alone. Like right here, you should know that it's dead. You're like, well, that sucks. I'm down by 10 points. And then go play something else and play big move. But instead, you played it out, and now all of a sudden, you're probably down by like 30 points. One, two, three, four, five. Yeah, that's right. And you're not down by 30, but still, you probably doubled the value of this mistake. And you're still playing, trying to make it live. Where's the next thing to do? The next thing to do is this chunk right here. Just save this Aji. Like, what if you want this one? Right? Imagine you go here, 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 here. And let's say white does something like this. And then now you want this sort of idea. You want to use the Aji of these to build this area. But you can't because you're getting rid of it all now for the left side. I guess, I don't know. I don't think you're doing enough. I think you need to be on the big area. This is local Aji, and you need to be thinking global and use the Aji to do the global. This almost feels Dame to me. I don't think you're seeing the center like I'm seeing it. This looks almost like Dame. Like, what does it get? Yeah, getting to 1 dawn, you need to be able to read 4 moves perfectly. 4 moves perfectly. You see every liberty, you see every cutting point, you see every net, ladder. You have to see all of that to be 1 dawn in 4 moves. In the third or fourth move, well, they say 4 moves. I think you should think in odd numbers, so 3 to 5 moves is 1 dawn. You can read 3 to 5 moves. So black, white, or you, them, you, them, you. You're never going to capture those stones. You're never going to capture those stones. But you can poke them. You can force responses, right? But you want to realize forcing responses is something you do to support a big plan. Yeah, see you then. What was I saying? Yeah, and then 5 Dawn, you have to know there's 2 types of 5 Dawns. You have to be perfect at your basic shapes, which is what I am, or you have to be perfect at your fight, your attack and defense, which is what I am not. And actually, I'm even worse because now I've deranked from 4 Dawn AGA to 3 Dawn AGA because everyone got stronger with AI and I haven't been studying. I have been trying to make a living in teaching and paying bills, all those things that don't make you better at Go. But I got to 6 Dawn Fox, which is basically the same as Taijum. And Insong told me that it's because my basics are perfect, but I'm not. Thank you. My basics are perfect, but I'm not so good at the creative fighting or whatever. And then some players who are fighters really struggle with basic shapes, like strong shapes, but they're really good at attacking and stuff like that. To get to 7 Dawn, you have to do both perfectly, at the amateur level perfectly. Right? 7 Dawns are 2 5 Dawns put together. That is how strong a 7 Dawn is, right? 2 5 Dawns put together. Here you're developing this area. I really wish you were looking at this chunk right here. This is the open, empty stuff. Even a shoulder hit would be nice now, because you already have this stone reducing this area. So now developing this would be very nice. And then after you develop this or whatever, maybe you can start building it like that. See, this looks very large. You need to think bigger. Think bigger. Use the whole board. Don't just use a small section. This doesn't cut. If it doesn't cut, this is a bad exchange. Yeah, this is a bad exchange, I think. Yeah, just pretend this is already there in your head. Pretend it's there in your head. I don't know. Maybe it's fine to play out. Typically, you don't play it out, though. So now you're getting to the big stuff, which is good. White shape is terrible, though. Like, I would go like right here, right here, right here, right here, and then to Nikki. Like, I'm not gonna die. It's 5 liberties. I'm fine. Maybe I'm not. I'm not. I am wrong. Okay, so maybe attach. Look, this down. Oh no, it's not working. What's wrong with this move? Refresh. There we go. Maybe that's something like that. Emrange, joining the queue. All right. Like right here, white should play a bamboo. That is shape. Attacking's fun. This is big, but look at this giant section of the board. Like the 3/3 is big and all, but look at that. I think you're not seeing the center, like how massive it is. This looks very large. I don't see how this is smaller than the 3/3. Like a quarter of the board. This is a good way to get in trouble. Okay, so like for example, what if I want to do this and let you out? Like, where are you gonna run? Where are you going to go? What if I don't play your corner pattern because it's middle game? You got to be careful about these things. It's not always a straightforward sequence. So just if you need life, make life. You got to think about the other stones involved. So don't ever try to play Joseki in the middle game. There's a lot in the flying knife. Hi, kitty cat. There is a lot in the flying knife. But yeah, I believe there's a ladder as well. Yes, I know you're cute and you want pets, but I am teaching at the moment. You are going to have to deal. Stop being cute. She's giving me head pats and kisses. She's trying to get me to give her attention. This little cat, I swear. The thing is, I wasn't planning on keeping her, but then she like guilt tripped me by trying to die. Okay, I gotta teach. You're cute and adorable, but I gotta teach. So when she was born, she was like this big, right? She's a runt, so she was like this big, and she was a little silver little piece of ball. And she got sick, and she was gonna die, and I didn't want any more cats, so we were gonna get rid of the kittens. I didn't want another cat. And I didn't want them to get pregnant in the first place, and we were trying to get them fixed, but it's expensive. So a whole like thing happened. But I was like, I'm not gonna just let you die, right? I'm not gonna do that. So I sucked it up and said, all right, let's go to the vet. And I picked her up, and because she was, I think she was suffering from hypothermia or something crazy. She was really cold, and she just curled up in this little ball, like the size of my palm, just curled up into my fingers. And I was her warmth, and I was like, your life is literally in my hand right now, and how dare you make me care about you? I don't know if you've seen Kirito in the SAO bridge, but it's like, how dare you make me care about you? So I had to keep her. I took her to the vet. She got all healthy. The veterinarians went, oh my gosh, crazy over her. They followed her into the room. Like the doctor was the doctor was trying to give her back to me, or the vet, sorry. The vet was trying to give her back to me and explain everything wrong. And the little like college assistant girls were just like, oh, like, I love you, blah, blah, blah. All the girls' reaction just in the room while I'm trying to get my cat back. And I'm trying to listen to the vet tell me what to do and everything. And they're just following the little kitten. They were obsessed with her when she was a baby. It was really funny. This is not good, but you always have to think about what if they let you out, right? You need to be more flexible with your thinking. Oh my gosh, pick a direction. Just pick something and stick to it. Stop trying to be fancy. If you're not gonna follow that up, then you don't even need it. Just do this then. If you're not gonna follow it up, why even do it? I don't know. Feels like a wasted move, but whatever. Huh? I have no idea what your follow-up is. Oh, speaking of follow-ups, watch your life and death here. You're gonna die. What are you doing? I don't know what you're doing. Hey, look, you found the mid move. Congrats. It's like 30 moves late, but you found it. Just get to it 30 moves sooner. Sure, this is possible. It's a little bit more direct. I'm a little concerned about something over here. Okay, so that doesn't work, right? Totally works. You're just dead. You're just straight up dead. You're just dead. That's important to solve. Make sure you always solve your life and death problems. Okay, here you're doing well. Don't be greedy. The thing is, what you want to do now is just turn all this into solid cash. It's okay to let them live. Just, it's their job to live, and you are just going to get solid cash for it. All of this is now territory. It is cash. It is yours. Cannot be taken away. That is how you deal with this invasion. If they die, great, but you're not trying to force them to die. But if you try to kill them and they end up living, then you lose all of these points right here, potentially. You got to be very careful in how you attack. Yeah, so you lost these, and you got the center, I guess. So you haven't gotten the center yet. You still have to get the center. You're trying to kill. This is silly. This is silly. This is just laziness. Do you have 3 spawned? I don't think you have 3 spawned. If it's a bulky 5, you can just go here, right? But I think you have to surround it first. If they do that, you just throw in. Yeah, they're alive. I think this one's bigger. Oh no, remember this cut? Oh no! Oh no, remember the cut! Oh no! Oh, bad shape ends up happening, or bad shape leads to future problems. Oops. Oh, this is a nightmare. Oh my gosh, it's a nightmare. You can't stop it white from wiggling in. No, it's fine. If we weren't making mistakes, then the review would not be worth it. Now you're trying to save these again. Just give it up. Give it up. Give it up. Just give it up. Take the stones. I guess you don't have to. Well, there's a cutting point if you don't. Live. That's what you gotta do. You gotta make life. That's what you gotta do. Yeah, you lost everything in this area. So remember your shoulder hit. You controlled more than a quarter of the board, and you've gotten like 10 points for it. This is because you tried to kill. Don't try to kill. Profit. You profit off of the attack by making cash. Don't try to kill. If you try to kill, you get nothing. So you're thinking too local. I think you need to broaden your vision. You think really, really local. You don't see the whole board yet. What does this do? Abort. That was a no, you can't do that. Diagonals. What? Oh, wait. I didn't read it far enough. Here. Oh, that makes sense. And there's no way to kill these, right? Yeah, there's no way to kill those. That makes sense. Did you read all that? If you read it, you read it. I don't know. You didn't need to lose 2 stones here. What about disconnecting? Connecting looks like it works. White is doing what I call overreading. To the point, like, you read so in depth that you have your convoluted plan is trying to come up with something, and you play the weirdest crap. I think that's what happened to White. I want to say the better endgame is here. I want to say that's the better endgame. Oh, dadgummit, no, because then later I can go here, and then cut you off. Never mind, I'm wrong. Don't die. Don't die. First rule of Classy approach, don't die. Hey, you didn't die, but you're already alive now. You're actually alive at this point, so you don't need to play again. What is the big move? What is the big move? This looks pretty big. That's something, I guess. I want to say something like that. Does this work? I don't know. It does not. It does not. It does not. That's how you die and lose the game. Just checking. I guess it's big. Okay. Your game's not the worst. I've seen much. Nope. Super small. Super duper small. That is 1 point. I've seen worse in game. So for example, let's play a 2-point move. Maybe here. If they take, you take back. Yeah, I want to say attacking for profit instead of attacking to kill was the big mistake this game. That and your life and death. Don't stress over that. That's just a min game. Doesn't really matter. This is hallucination. That's also hallucination. Like, what? You can't be put into Atari, so why are you fixing your eye? It's I don't know what you did, what you thought was going to happen, but that wasn't it. I'm sorry. That sucks. This is where too many Go problems make you hallucinate a Go problem. Oh, I'm sorry. That happens. It happens. It happens. Too many Go problems. Too many Go problems. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. What can you do? It happens. It happens to the best of us. We've all self-atard. I want to say the shoulder hit. You saw how big the shoulder hit was, but you saw how long it took you to get there. So you need to like see the big stuff sooner. You also think very local. So for example, you constantly want to save these dead things when they're like 3 stones. So you don't have to save everything. And then on the right side, you attack to kill instead of attacking for profit. And you saw that destroyed like all of your influence. White just like ran away through all your influence. So attack for profit is a lot more profitable. That's my thoughts on this game. So hopefully you found that helpful. Okay, so GG, you're up next. And for those who are interested, check out explore.baduk.com. That is the service that we are using today. Today's stream is sponsored by them, so you're able to get game reviews thanks to explore.baduk.com. Be sure to check it out. Okay, so you're facing a Tudon. All right. First tip, if you want to win the game, don't play someone 7 ranks stronger than you. But if you want a teaching game, perfect. Why are you white? No, approach this corner. This one's the bigger one. This one is the one that you can develop. I hope you know these. You're playing a Dawn player, they're gonna cut you. Like, I would cut you. Okay. This Dawn player is been playing Go for a long time. This is an older opening pattern. Hey, you know your stuff. You know your Chinese. That's not good. That was good. You know your Chinese opening. Interesting. So far, you're playing really well. I don't know. As the teacher, I get to say I don't know and move on. That is my right. Better that than a wrong answer. Ooh, that looks like a mistake. No, what if you ignore? I think you can live here. I think you can live just fine if you ignore. It'll be a fight, but I think it's possible. Hello, amused. Yeah, I'm surprised Black ignored. This is a mistake. No. No, you made Black too solid now to attack your stones. Oh, be quiet, Gandalf. Oh no, Black's just getting more and more profit. And now Black is alive with like 20 points, and you have a floating 3 stones. Yeah, that means you need more life and death problems for this shape. Need more practice with it. It's not easy, but it's important. Here? Feels the natural move. Maybe, maybe not. I think it's fine. Yeah, that makes sense. No, it's already blocked. There's no... Yeah, there's no escape right here. Spilled. If Black goes right here, you go right here. It's already blocked. Black goes right here. You can... I'll show you how it looks. It looks like this, right? That's how it looks. But you can play it without doing that because you can cut. And so you actually don't have to sacrifice the stone. So this is how it actually will play out. Ah, you missed the big move. That was an important Sente move. Hi, can I help you? Cat number 2 wants attention. What do you want? Why are you meowing so much? He is very needy when he wants to be. He woke me up this morning, very annoyingly, meowing in my face when I was still asleep. I believe his exact words were, "Feed me!" Okay, I gotta teach too, okay? I'll tell you the same thing I told her. I have to teach. I know you're purring, but I gotta work. He's so comfy. Okay, I gotta work. Ah, they're starting to shed. Warming up and they're starting to shed. Okay, touch, respond. Basics. Bad exchange otherwise. This is not a normal shape, so I don't know why you're doing it. I don't know what this has to do with anything. Stretch. I don't know why you made this exchange at all. Like, it just feels wasted. So you reduced a little bit. Now you gotta build. Close. This is the move. If you go here, I can still reduce it quite a bit. Now that's in game. Are you in endgame? You might be. Yeah, I think you could squeeze this. I would at least check. Black saw it. Black's like, let me start in-game over here. That's funny. Black's already starting in-game. Oh, this is a horrible exchange. Because, like this, he made a broken shape. Just do nothing. Here, here. Hello, Amused. Oh, I already said hello, Amused. Explore Baduk is a new Go website. It's another Go website. It is recently released. Has news, puzzles, its own TV that it's doing. You can play games, do game reviews, but basically it's its own new Go server. It's still starting up. It's growing, and there'll be new features. There's features coming soon. English Journal for Asian games. Journal? No. I linked a bunch of places earlier that have the games. I don't know if you were there for that, but I linked like 3 or 4 links. But no, not for Asian games. Closest we got is European. This is an annoying move. Cool. Yeah, I like Go for Go. Don't connect there. It's only 4 points. This one in particular is only 4 points of territory. So Monkey Jump is 12, so this should be bigger. Actually, I think Monkey Jump might be 18. I forget. Monkey Jump might be 12 to 18. I want to say 12. So this one's big. This one's big. Yeah, this is only 4 points. This is the weak group. Feels passive by Black. Black must have counted and said that they're ahead to play this way. This is a very passive move by Black. I want to attack. I want to attack all the things. Attack all the things. I think at this point, play endgame. You're not finishing shapes. That's one thing I really don't like. Like, this move owes another move. So you did it on the right with this cap, touch, ignore. Then you ignored down here, they touch and you ignored. And now they're playing this, which threatens your cutting point, and you're ignoring. I don't like how you keep ignoring these basic shapes. This is going to be painful in game. What? One, two, three, 1, 2. Black misread. Black misread this. No, Black misread this. sure? No. That's why I'm still reading it. Oh, fudge. No, we didn't. I'm missing a very basic shape. That's a self-Atari. I'm missing something so basic. Can you cut that? I'm immediately thinking cut that off. Can I go here? That is the question. Here, 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 here. That is a no. Definitely a no. We're going to go with your move. Stop pushing it out. Yeah. 100 Atari problems. I guess you can't cut it off. In that case, just fix. Can't cut it, just fix. That stone has Miai, so you're fine. Miai means if I play one, you play the other, or if you play one, I play the other. If you play the other one, I play this one. If you play one, I will play the other. Yeah, black's turning into Dame, which is fine. That, I believe, needs to be here. Pushing diagonal. Uh-oh. 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 Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. This is something I think is a blind spot for a lot of people. Diagonals connected, but pushing diagonals very, very sente. Okay, that is very important. Okay, I have 2 more games after this, so I actually need to... No, I don't. Okay. Very, very sente. Yeah, I think you didn't really know how to handle the center. So keep doing your go problems. There's lots of little shapes that you keep missing. Yeah, you're alive. That's an adorable endgame. What does this move do? What is this move? Feels like a passing move. I think black hallucinated something. Unless black's trying to win by half a point. Then it would make sense. Maybe black was aiming for this cutting point and then completely misread it. I don't think you can do that. Oh, I see. There's no way to... There's 3 different moves, but there's no way to get 2 of them. I thought the cutting point didn't work. What if I go right here? And you go right here. Huh. My first thought was just connect, but then that doesn't connect. Cutting is a mistake. I don't see the response. There's no nose to Suji. Oh, just make life. That makes sense. I'm trying to capture it. Just make life. That makes sense. That makes sense. Sometimes the simple answer is the best answer. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What? Yeah, that's record. Yep. Just overthinking it. I think that's 1.5, maybe 3 points. Interesting game. I think you played quite well considering the level gap. Yeah, I don't know. It's just the level gap. Like, you just need to do more Go problems and get more practice. Just keep doing your Go problems. Keep doing what you're doing. Your overall basics were pretty fine. But like a couple shape instances where you just let your opponent walk through your shape, that wasn't good. But that'll just come with more game reviews, right? So I think the review is just mostly pointing out shape mistakes that you made. I don't think there's any overall theme that you did wrong. Just a bunch of little things that added up. Your opening was very good. That was very interesting. Q players can have scary good openings. And you're like, why are you not Don level? Hey, like, Q players will scare a Don player with their opening sometimes. Okay, we're reviewing for black. There are Q players that know more about the opening than I do. But then they can't play a middle game for squat. Doing a mini Chinese? Is that a mini Chinese or a micro Chinese? Wow. No, you can just kick this. They can't extend. Like, the fact that you're so close, they're not supposed to invade there. What on earth is happening? They're like trying to die in this corner. I want to say the shape move is here. But this move is fine. Honey. I think you want to try to surround first. I would not attack the two stones from here yet. I would take the base and then cap them. That is how I would attack these two stones. Maybe even jump first and then cap. Can you play here? Is this overplay? B6 instead of Q8. But that leaves an elephant. You don't want an elephant here. I mean, probably, but if there's, I think it's not the best move. That's the thing. That's what I'm thinking. I don't think it's necessarily going to be bad for black because black is cutting everything, but I don't think it's the best move. You can have more connected shapes. It's usually better. Oop. This is how you handle that. Yeah. This is just the shape, I guess. So now you know it. Jump through as soon as you can. If they cut you, you can go here and cut them back, which is going to be good for black. So they're not going to cut you. In theory. Hello, Dr. Leadfoot. I'm yawning. I don't know why. I'm just suddenly getting tired. I bet you it's because of my cat that woke me up this morning. I'm going to check this. Okay, so you're not cuttable if you play this. Getting pretty close, though. Maybe a little scary, but I don't know. Maybe it's a little too scary. Powerful move. Ooh, very powerful move. Nice. Nice, Crane. Nest. Crane's nest. I thought you saw it. I thought that's what you were going for. I'm sorry. I was like, oh, it's perfect. You read it so well. Unfortunate. More Go problems. What? Who goes here? I mean, come on. This is freaking not single digit Q, I guess, but still, we're practically single digit Q. Oh no! You didn't play the Crane's Nest. Oh no! Go problems are important. Overall, your attacking was great, right? You just need to keep doing go problems. Because your attacking was perfect. It was spot on. You just are missing the go problems. Because if you recognize Crane's Nest, you would have been fine. You would have won the entire game. All right, so it's a Mega Dragon. I believe that is Vital something? Vital Wedge. Yeah, it should be Vital Wedge. Yeah, I would just do all the level. It's only 59 problems. Just do level 3 and level 4. Yeah, that would be homework. Level 3 and level 4. Because this is like so significant, right? If you just know it, it's like 40, 50 point difference. Just by knowing a basic shape. It is massively different. If we just know our basic Go problems. Oh, you don't have time for that. Everything's falling apart. Because if you go here, they're gonna go here. And now you're dying. No, you're being silly. Don't do that. How do you live? I think you're dead. I think you're just dead. Maybe here, 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 life, lose the corner. That would suck. But I think it's a way to live. What are you doing? I don't know what you're doing. I have no idea what you were doing. I don't see like any plan. How did you win? This is not a capture race. Are you trying to make a capture race? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you're 3 liberties down. Okay, at this point, you should have already solved it. It's really obvious now. This just doesn't make sense. This is 4 to 3. There's no Tsujis. So white should have ignored as well. But this one just makes no sense because it's 2 liberties. So this is being lazy with the reading. This is Gote. Why are we responding? Why is... Just count to 3. 3 is bigger than 2. And I versus no I even. It's an I versus a no I. Well, not quite, I guess, but still. It's 4 to 2 because there's an approach move. Because black has to play here and then here. It's literally double the amount of liberties. Why are we responding to this? This is small. This is endgame. Make something big. Start a fight, and then maybe you can make a comeback. Make something big enough to invade and make a comeback. Hey. Play simple. Simple equals good and victory. Now, you gotta cause some trouble. You gotta do something. I almost want to resign. Yeah, I almost want to resign. Looks like you're about to die again. And I'm trying to cause trouble. It's not even close to a capture race. Because remember, this only has 1 liberty. It's literally an Atari. So why should just secure the kill? I think you're playing on tilt. I think you're playing on tilt. All the moves are like denial. What? Okay. Yep. Nope. It's already connected, so I think make the eyes here. And then like that. And you're super alive. You might even be alive like that. But then you would be super alive if you played B1. This is Gote. But white keeps responding. You should just ignore, actually. Just here, ignore. Because if they go here, you have this move. If they go here, you have here, here, and this move or this move. So you have several ways to live. So you actually lost a move here, which you can't afford to lose a move. What's happening? I don't understand. It's like no one's reading. Why would white connect right here? Also, like, the amount of times white could have ignored the right, the bottom, and now white's also not reading their own ladder. What was the time settings? 300? So 5 minutes plus 7 Fisher? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why white would play that way. Make a big thing. Make it big. Make them invade and then kill them. That is the only chance you can come back. Aw. I was hoping you'd use my second line trick. Is it dead yet? I think it's dead. Yeah, it just died for no reason. What does this even do? Okay, so the life and death here for white is to go here. This is alive because if white plays any of the Hanes on the edge, you can just go right here for life. Actually, this one's easy to read. Just go right here for life, and you can see there's an I at T19. Right? If they go here, you simply play this way. They go down, you play this way. Now you have P19 or T16 to make life. So that is the way to live. This is a very bad move because it leaves a peep, and this peep a lot of times will kill you, as we saw in the game. So white could have just lived like this by fixing the peep. So I had to make like several mistakes in a row, and white did. And then we're playing this, which I have no idea what this does. We're missing ladders. Like, what is happening? We're just missing ladders. Okay. Just be careful, be careful, just be careful, or otherwise you're gonna die. I was wondering if you needed that move. Oh, can white do this at any time then? Why didn't white do, hold on. So just go here. That's the answer. Cutting points, cutting points, cutting points. That is how dead groups come back to life. White is like taking no chances. White, you're not in Atari, for the love of feast, Tanuki. No, that's only 3 stones. Now you have to go invade them, and that's probably not going to go well. I don't know here. You have to do something crazy. Because what if I just win the game. There's no way black has enough territory. Okay, trying crazy. Yep. Cutting points are great. Yep. Checking cuts. Doing your best. You should die though. But you gotta play it out because you're gonna lose the game otherwise. Co? Is there, you could make a co? Co's are great. Co's are great for making comebacks. I don't like this type of game though. It looks like you're playing out of desperation. This life is better because if white plays this at some point, you can connect. Versus if white plays this at some point and you have to connect, you're dead. It's not always true, but a lot of times it can be that way. If black plays right here, white connects. If black plays throw in, white takes, black Ataris, white connects. This is laziness. White is being so lazy. They're probably like, I don't want to lose this game. 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 And they're playing like so many Gote moves. Like even this, it's such a chicken move. There's so many chicken moves. This one actually is fine if you play here. No, I think this should be bigger. Because if white goes right here and you cut, this happens. Means you have to connect, white connects, and then that. So it's a little bit bigger. How do you win this game? Looks impossible. This is Dame. This is Dame. Anything that gets a single point is better. Oh, it's still Atari. This is why you leave liberties. White could have died right here if you left liberties. This is where white throws his computer out the window. You got to think about the mentality. White killed a group and was like, okay, play safe. And they were like over the top, playing safe moves and chicken moves over and over to make sure they didn't lose the game that they won, because they're like, black is dead in two places, 99.999% chance that I'm going to win as long as I play safe. And then they missed an Atari. That's when you just throw your computer out the window. This is denial. A couple denial moves. They just resign. Oh my gosh. I can only imagine how frustrated white was after this game. Oh man, that hurts. Because you could see it in the moves. You could see their mentality. They were over the top making sure they didn't make a mistake, and they ended up making a really silly mistake. Oh, hurts. It's hurts to see. Yeah, I mean, we've all done it. That's how we can empathize because we've done it before. We can empathize with white because we've all done this before. Oh man, it still hurts. It still sucks to see. That that was a painful game. Okay, so the simple review answer is do the all the vital three or the vital wedge or whatever it was, vital something or other. And then you and your opponent are just not reading things. You're playing things that are not Sente, thinking they were Sente, and then you're responding to things that didn't threaten anything. More white than you, for sure. White responded to so many moves that did nothing. But you also played moves that did nothing. Oh man, both of these groups are dead too. I was just looking at how your group came back to life, but both of these are dead. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What a massive blunder. That is one heck of a blunder. That's way more. That might be, is that a 200 point swing? Maybe 180? Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52, 54, 56, 58, 60, 64, 68, 70, 72, 74, 76, 68, 80, 82, 84, 86, 88, 90, 92, 94, 96, 98, 100, 100, 200, 400, 600, 800, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 46, 28, 30, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 136 point mistake, 37, 38, 39, 40, 140 point mistake. 140 point mistake. No, no, it's even bigger. It's even bigger. It's even bigger than that because this is a false eye. So, is there a capture race here? No, there's no eye versus eye. No way to make an eye. 147, huh? Is there a way to force a response out of white? Yeah, because this isn't mutual life, right? Yeah, there's no mutual life. It's eye versus no eye. I was gonna say it might even be bigger, but yeah. I wonder where the 7 points that I'm missing is coming from. Oh, I forgot the 1, 2, 3 right here. 1, 2, 3, 143. I forgot these three, so I have 143. $147, huh? Crazy. Crazy, 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 crazy. 143 point mistake. At least. That's painful. Okay. I do have a lesson in just a little bit. So before that, do you guys have any questions about Explore Baduk or any questions in general? And for those who don't know, today's stream was sponsored by Explore Baduk. So be sure to check it out. It's a new Go server / Go client, whatever the difference is. Basically, you can play games on it. You can check out the news, which I believe the news is updated almost daily, or at least a couple times a week. They have a TV channel, Baduk TV. I don't know the details. So I think they're going to have a plan to hit the Asian market to get players once they get the site stabilized and really solid. Right now they're in the user testing. So once they get the user testing done and the site's solid and stable, I think they're going to hit up the Asian market. And then we should have opponents to play. Right now, the big thing is there's not enough people, right? Kind of the same thing with Samago Dragon. There's not enough people on at the same time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the biggest competitor is definitely going to be OGS. Because OGS is the one that everyone uses. But OGS has been around for, what, 15 years? Explore Baduk Challenge? You mean like the Western Server Challenge? Like play 100 games on Explore Baduk, get like an icon or something? I would need access to API if I was going to do that. I am not hand counting them ever again. I think I talked about this last week as well. I think competition can be a good thing, but I agree that splitting the community can be dangerous simply because there's not a lot of people already. However, if a new product brings in new people, then it increases the community overall instead of splitting it. If it only split it, then it probably would be a bad thing. But as long as it increases the community overall, it should have a net positive in general. I think people are going to play on multiple servers regardless. I think there are a lot of, well, I don't know, maybe I'm biased. The people that I know play on multiple servers regardless. Yeah. I would like to come up with plans to grow the English market, but that is a problem that people who have spent a lot more money than I have not solved. Mm-hmm. Can you play correspondence on the server? It doesn't look like you can play correspondence. That's how OGS started, was correspondence. Yeah, Fox always has people, but Fox is in Asia, right? It's a Chinese server, and China has a lot of people. I don't think you guys can grasp how different Go is in Asia versus not Asia. Like, the average person has played the game. My taxi driver was 2Q in Korea. The taxi driver is like, "Oh, you play Baduk?" I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, I'm 2Q." Shogi's so much worse. Shogi's a horribly worse. It has like a very small fraction of what Go has, and Go is small. Shogi has it so much worse than Go does. I feel super bad for Shogi. Shogi's such a cool chess thing, but Shogi kind of like shot themselves in the foot with the characters on the pieces. That limited it only to Japanese people. Maybe Chinese people as well. I don't know all the characters or how if Chinese people know Japanese characters, blah, blah, blah. But only the people that can read those characters are going to be interested in it, and a few exceptions in foreign markets. But majority of people are not going to take the effort to learn things they can't read. So they kind of shot themselves in the foot. Yeah, I don't know what the big difference is between chess and Go. I guess if you tried to play chess in Asia, it would probably be like trying to play Go in the West. No one would play it. Yeah. Shogi should have pictures. If Shogi had pictures, it would be significantly better. Honestly, the best I saw was a picture with the arrows of what direction it can move. And when it flips, it has the picture in red of the directions that it can move. Oh, Europe has played a lot of Shogi? That's cool. Is it raining? Oh no, I think it's raining and Kara's at work. Yeah, Flyer Die. Flyer Die is great. Flyer Die is such a great server that is completely awful. It's like it's so awful, it's cute. I would be happy with a Go server of this size for Sumago Dragon. 54 players online. Flyer Die is such a cute server. It's so ugly though. And you can't resize the window. It's so broken and ugly, but it works. I can't even make it bigger. How did I don't know. How did they grow? Well, they also have like a bajillion games. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. They have a bajillion games on here, and they have lots and lots and lots and lots of people. But so does Board Game Arena. Board Game Arena does as well, but you don't see a lot of people playing Go. Oh dear goodness, just let me see the games. Maybe that's why. Whatever. But you don't see that in Board Game Arena. I would be happy to have 54 players online at the same time. I will say it's really fun to get on here and just sandbag my mind out. It's a nice, relaxing. I forget, do people, is there any auto match on here, or do you have to like challenge people directly? Is there only challenge people directly, or is there an auto match button? Okay. Maybe if I logged in. It won't let me be Clausius. What kind of bullcrap site doesn't let me be Clausius? That's a problem. It says an error has occurred when processing my request to create an account. I literally can't create an account. Oh, that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Yeah, I would be happy to have 54 people online at the same time on Samego Dragon or Explore Baduk. I think that would be a great start. I wonder how they did it. Yeah, I wonder what the difference is between them and like Board Game Arena. I don't know. I don't know. Chess 1,700 people. Poor Pente. Pente is one person. Pente has one person. 4 in a row has 2 people. Gomuku has 91, which is more than Go. That's cool. Well, I wonder if it has. Does it have shogi? Have you guys seen the quest apps like Go Quest, Shogi Quest, Chess Quest? Maybe that's the secret. Maybe you have to make your server in multiple different for multiple different games, and then you kind of like build up. Advertise to multiple markets. Sounds like a nightmare to code, though. Yeah, I don't even want to think about that. That sounds like a nightmare to code. All right, I think I'm going to wrap it up with Explore Baduk. Next up, we do have a lesson. And go ahead and change the title of the stream. And then all this up and going. Oh, sorry, I didn't see messages. Update from Explore Baduk. We added open board analysis on game review demo. Press the button in the lower side and it will activate. For subscribers. Last few days we had an issue with timers and working on fixing them. Gotcha. There is still an issue with the clock, but they're working on getting that fixed. So they said to on Explorer, Baduk. Where's my demos that I've created? Games, reviews, demos. There we go. They said click on open board analysis. Well, I'm a subscriber, but I don't see an open board analysis button. I'm on a demo, review/demo. Maybe I have to be watching a game and then I click. This is nice. I can navigate the game on the main board now. Was that the thing that was happening? Let's see, review this game. Yes. Trainer. Hey, there we go. There's AI analysis. Sweet. Okay, it just took us a second. Let's go back. Let's go back. All right, so. Okay, so we're at negative. Okay, that's cool. Negative 115. Negative 118 point mistake. So I wish I could see the score. Doesn't look like there's a way to see the score. Counting. There's no way to see the score. It's like white is up by 100. Scores on the left. When I did counting. Yeah, but I can't get rid of the blue squares because the borders aren't fixed. Looks like white is up by 100 if you play this move. And now white is down. Well, white is at 0. Oh, maybe that's percentage to win. I need a tutorial. I need a tutorial. What do the numbers mean? Okay, I gotta go do my lesson.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Awesome. Yep, perfect.
Awesome. Can you see my screen okay?
I'll click that link. Yes, perfect.
Okay.
They're in order of most recent to least recent, so the last game that you were on was actually the first Go game I ever played.
This one is the first one you've ever played?
Actual Go game I ever played, yes.
Cool. Are they, you said you were playing correspondence? Or are these live?
That might have been live. I believe the last one was correspondence,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one I think was just I'm pretty sure this one was live. The other two were correspondence, I think.
Okay. Do you only play do you only
9x9.
9x9? Do
Yes.
you do any Go
Yeah.
problems or I know you
Yeah,
watch Twitch streams.
Yeah, I've gone through your Sumigo Dragon. I don't think I have an account, but let me see.
Have you done the Goblin Camp?
Gone through. I'm that up right now. That's in the campaign, right? Or is that the puzzle path?
It's the campaign.
Yeah, I'll tell you exactly where I've gotten to in the campaign. I'm not all the way through the Goblin Camp, but I have done part of the Goblin Camp.
Okay. Have you been able to play the AIs and have you been able to beat them?
I beat the 25Q AI on OGS with a 10 handicap. It has not gone well. I don't know what you asked, like what's the difference between chess and Go. I really just don't comprehend Go as the game. I don't know what it is about it. Just it's not an easy transition. It's I figured,
Yeah, same with me in
Go's like
chess. I just can't click with chess for some reason. Have
very,
you
very different game.
seen the Sumigo Dragon play page? So I know we have the bots in the campaign, but we also have a play page on Sumigo Dragon. If Opera would ever like my website,
Let's see.
but there's a play page, and then you can work your way down the bots there as well.
I'm being rate limited from sumigodragon.com. Oops.
Oh, that'll just take 5 minutes to go away. It just means you opened a lot of tabs all at once, so it's like, hey, DDoS protection.
Yep, no worries.
Yeah, and then Opera just doesn't like it. I don't know why. Oh yeah, I can just do this. The app. I forget that I have that. Okay, and then where's play? Play. And play bot. Oh, hey, someone's actually wanting to play on Sumigo Dragon. That's nice. I feel bad that they're probably not going to get an opponent. So here you can actually just work your way down a practice list if you want. And then these are actually saved right here. So if you want, you can also get them reviewed. You just click this link, and then it'll give you a link to the game that you just played.
I have played a few 5x5 games, but then I found out that 5x5 Go is solved, and I just looked up a solution for it. So like, it's different than 9x9, but I know the solution to 5x5. I don't know why that solution works.
Right. I don't really care if you know the solution or not. The big thing with 5x5 is, do you know how to capture a stone?
Yeah,
I do. Yeah, if you know that, you can work your way down, and then here it goes down to 9x9, and then you play those bots, which you can see their ranks, and then it goes up to 13x13 with Cindy, and then Sally, and then it gets a little bit harder, and then you get to Boo and Joe, and I think Joe beats a lot of people. Hatter is the first single digit Q, and people hate him. So that's funny. Ironically, I have a lot of losses because I just never finished the game with him. I just play and test, and then I just resign so I can be done with the testing. So I actually have a lot of losses. And basically, if you can get the trophy, it means you've beaten them once, and then you just move on to the next spot. This can kind of be a progress, and it's all free. This part is free. And it can just be a little progress bar for you. Obviously, you shouldn't only play them, but if you have like some downtime and you just don't feel like playing a human, these can be a nice little progress, is just working your way down this list. But that's just another way to practice.
Awesome. That's actually very helpful.
Okay. So let's go ahead and look at this. This was your first game ever. So I'm going to review this game.
Started.
Okay, you were black. Open corners first. You said that you've watched a little bit of the Classy approach, but you were having trouble understanding it, or just wasn't your type of learning?
Yeah, I don't know. It's how my brain works. Unless I'm having something like directly explained to me, watching videos or doing tutorials on a
Mhm.
website is not the way that I learn.
Okay. Do you know the basics of the glossy approach, though?
Uh, I saw a post on your Reddit about it once.
Okay.
It was like make a base and then run away.
Mhm. So here's like a flowchart picture as well as the written document.
Okay.
So that's another way of learning it. But basically, what I'm going to look at is this picture right here. Do I have weakness? Does my opponent have weakness? Where's the big move? And then each of them have subcategories. So, for example, weakness is base, surround, / runaway to not get surrounded, eye space, vital point. And the big move is going to be empty corner, empty sides, largest framework, and endgame.
So I think the big thing for me is I have seen that photo a few times. How do I know if I have a weakness?
Okay,
Like that's
so
that's yeah, I'm like I need you to understand I am like so far behind in this approach that knowing how to tell if I have a weakness is an issue for me.
right, that's what we can work on here. So
Yeah.
the understanding weakness can come with game reviews. The
Okay.
This one I think kind of starts a little higher level. I think if I was to redo this, I would start with here's what a cutting point is, and here's how to capture a stone. Right? I think I would make this
Yeah.
even the first video even lower now if I did it again. But what we're going to look at for weakness is we're going to look at, are you responding to a touch? Are you fixing a cut? And are you playing the big moves correctly? So for example, we started with open corner first, and now you went here, but this is ignoring the first step of the big move of open corners for empty corners first.
Okay.
That make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
So I should it especially in a 9 by 9 game, I'm sure like taking the corner is more important than a 19 by 19 game where there's a lot more territory in the middle.
No, it's actually the opposite. So
Hmm.
the closer you are to the edge, the more efficient it can be. So for example, this center point is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the edge. And typically we consider that a little high on a 19 by 19. We still want to start in the third and fourth line in the corners. And then on the 9 by 9, the best move is actually the center move
Yeah, the
because
center
it's
move.
5 away from each side. But in the 19 by 19, it's 10 points or 10 lines from each side. So it's way different, way different.
Okay.
So it's not the best move on the 19 by 19. But the reason in the glossy approach I tell you to start in the open corners is because what you're learning is habits. You're not learning how to beat 9 by 9. You're learning habits that will translate up to the 19 by 19. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so that's why we start in the open corners on the 9 by 9, even if it's not the best move. It's kind of like still a really good move. And then this will translate up the board sizes. So do you know the difference between the lines or why we start in the corners?
Well, it has to do with territory, right? Like you get territory closer to the edge.
Yes, it has to do with the amount of moves it takes to get the territory.
Gotcha.
So in this example, we
I see
have
that.
4 points in all these positions, but clearly there's a difference in the amount of moves it takes. So the most efficient is to work with as many edges as you can, right? So now we know that working with the edges is most efficient. But then we have to think about, okay, how do I work with the edges? Because obviously this move is not efficient because
Yeah.
it's on the edge, but it doesn't surround anything. So the way we can say that what line it is the first line on the edge, I call the dead line because every line above it has 4 liberties, but the edge has only 3. So it is the way to die. It's the fastest way to die. And then the corner is 2 edges, but it only has 2 liberties, and it can insta die. So this is the line you go to die. So I call it the deadline. The second line is the losing line because this is getting 1 point at a time. So it's too slow. 1 stone for 1 point is not efficient. So we call this the losing line. Third line is the line of safety and territory. So you go on the third line to make territory. You can use it to make a base, which that we'll talk about more as we get more examples. But it's your safety and territory line. The fourth line is your development line. So you go up to build up a position. And then the fifth line I say is too high because it's very easy to play the third line and take away all your points. So in the opening, what you want is the third and fourth line. And you want to work with both edges. So this point is the third line from both edges. This point is the fourth line from both edges. And this is a 3-4 point and a 3-4 point. So these are your first 4 starting moves. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so you play the open corners. So here, first off, let's ignore this for a second, this touching move. Here you wanted to build and develop the right side, but that's only one edge versus this one, which is 2 edges.
Okay.
So far, we understand that open corners first is a little bit better. Now, for the right side, if I was to play on the right side, I would play the third line because this is a good blocking move. Typically, I would play the fourth line because I have support on both sides. So third line wants to go up to the fourth line wants to go down to the third line. But because you're touching a stone, you only have 3 liberties.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that is why I would prefer this one over the touch.
Okay. What about H5 there?
Does
that make sense at all?
5. So is this efficiently surrounding the right side?
Not as well as G5 would.
Right. That's why. That's the difference. Is this is going down instead of securing as many as you can, you're actually securing less than you can. So you want to get it, maximize the value while also being safe. Okay, so now we get to our first weakness example. If 1 stone is touching 1 stone, or one of your single stones is being touched, you want to gain liberties. So respond here or here. And you can do that with a stretch or a Nobi. Basically, Nobi is stretch, which means to stretch out and gain liberties. Here, this is the Hane, which means to bend around the stone. Hanes have cutting points, and you need to be very, very careful with them. So that is why our rule of thumb is when you're just 1 stone, play a Nobi first. Because the Hane has cutting point, and this can be very dangerous until single digit Q. So we're going to be very specific on when we play the Hane. So with the Hane, I want to see fixing the cutting point. Does that make sense?
Yep.
This is the point where you can get disconnected. This is the point where things go wrong. So we're going to be fixing that. Okay, so now we have another shape with a cutting point. So we want to fix it. At least for now, so we learn more about it. This one is better, but only because we have if you have the plan on if they cut right here, I'm going to push them to the edge.
I actually did see that. That was what my plan was there. Yes.
Okay, then you can play this move. So the more you can read, the more efficient your moves can be. And this is why we do go problems, right? This is a go problem. Push it to the edge is a go problem. Yep. Okay, so they go here. And you blocked. I think this one is a safer way to block, but it's fine. You're not cuttable, which is the important thing. Here, you want to make sure you don't miss captures. So very good. So this is a very good first game. All right, so here's your first mistake. You tried to cut without support. So what that means is you see how there's 1, 2 liberties for white? And then 1, 2 liberties for black?
I have 2, yep.
And it's white's turn. So you're going to get captured first. Instead, if you had blocked and then white kept going, now white has 2, so when you take it away, white only has 1.
Yep.
And this is going to be one of our first basics on 9x9 that we learn, is our second line cutting points. It's going to be one of the first cutting points you have to master, is the cutting points on the second line of the board. So the 2 things you really want on 9x9, well, I guess there's a couple things. So the first thing you want to do is you don't want to miss a capture. If something can be captured, you want to be able to see it. Second thing you want to do is the second line cutting points. Right? You want to master those as best you can. The third thing is how to push and block the borders to finish the game without dying. So we want to be able to finish the game without our cutting points just destroying us, right? So we want to push and block borders safely while watching our cutting points and just finish the game without a disaster happening. Once we can do those three things, we're ready to move up to the 13 by 13. So this one I would say is our first blunder, because right here you cut something that wasn't cuttable, and then once
I'm gonna lose that part anyway. Like after that.
Once you realize that you're trapped no matter what, do not play it out. You want to just give it up as fast as possible. So it looks like you took a move to realize it, and then you gave it up. This is good. You're blocking and fixing the mistake by blocking your area. This one you can play right here. You can play this on it, because if they play right here, you just capture. So this is your in-game. This is the way to get one more point, because if they go down, you go down, you can see that there's 2 on your side and then 2 on their side. But if you play right here, there's 2 on your side and 1 on their side. Or I'm just drawing a line right here.
Yeah.
But basically it's 1 less for white. So it's 1 point better to play the Hana here.
Gotcha.
Okay, and now we check your Go problem skills. To the edge, to the edge. Perfect. Not perfect. Take the liberty.
Not close. Yeah.
Yeah. This one is actually going to cost you a lot, because now when they play here, nothing you do works. And now this is known as a mutual life. So it looks like you didn't realize that you got captured, and that is because you did not take the liberty. Because if you had taken the liberty, then you could just capture. So that is important. This one is a little bit confusing to understand for a lot of people, but mutual life basically says whoever plays first dies. So if you play, you die. If you play here, you die. Okay? If white plays, white dies. White plays here, white dies. So whoever plays first dies. So no one's going to play it. We consider that mutual alive because neither person is going to play it. So don't worry.
I resigned after that.
Don't worry if you don't notice these right off the bat, because it'll take a bit for that to become comfortable. It's a very complicated thing to notice. But what I do want you to remember is to take liberties during a capture race.
Yeah. And I see that now. Obviously, this is my first game, and as I have been doing Go problems, I looked at that and I'm like, oh man, if I had been doing Go problems like 2 weeks more, I would have known what to do in that situation.
Right. It's definitely a balance between playing the game and doing puzzles. I do the same thing with chess, where I'll play lots and lots of games, but I don't do enough puzzles. But I do try to do puzzles on chess.com. It's actually one of the things that inspired. I took a lot of inspiration from chess.com for the design of Symego Dragon. Obviously, that's how Puzzle Rush came about. But I still think they could categorize them better. It was a little difficult to follow through all their stuff.
Yeah, looking back on it, I resigned after a capture here too, and after a review, I'm like, oh, I was actually in a better position here. So I think just learning a position from this game would be helpful.
The center is the best point, but I recommend not doing this if you're trying to work up to 19 by 19.
Gotcha.
Okay, here is you're going for the side. You want to go for open corners first.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so now we are going for open side. You went for one of them. That's good. Went for the last one. That's good. So this is okay. They're threatening to cut you, so this is going to be one of our basic shapes. You have a 1-space jump, and they have a stone that's saying, hey, I'm about to walk through your pieces. Okay, this is known as a peep. When they try to walk through your pieces, you want to connect. Yep, you did that perfectly. Okay, this one you can do a little bit better by going here. This is 1 point better, and this is the...
Yeah, because I can capture. I see that.
Right. This is the tiger's mouth. Do you know the tiger's mouth shape?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I learned it fairly recently.
Okay, so now we want to start pushing borders. So here is going to be one of the things that you're going to have to learn is when you push this one, when you go this way, white already has a stone blocking you.
Yeah.
But if you had pushed here, white does not have a stone blocking you.
force white to give up more territory.
Right, and this forces white to respond. Okay. That's kind of the key, is white has to follow you now. And the reason this is okay is because this is a diagonal. There is a big difference between a diagonal and a hane. Diagonal has 2 ways to connect. A hane only has one.
Hane already has one. Okay.
Right. So a diagonal means if they play here, you can play here. If they play here, you can play here. So a diagonal is connected no matter what, so we don't have to stress about it being cut, as long as we remember that we respond to the other one, which is known as miai. If they play this one, we play that one. If they play that one, we play this one. So it's a miai, which means if they play one, we play the other. So this would be better, and then you would want to push like this, push like this. First line, connect, connect. First line, you're in Atari, connect. They have a second line cut, connect. You want to push this, and then first line, they'll probably make life, then push, and it's pretty much how the game will finish, is something like this. And then you just start blocking. Just start blocking, fix your second line cut, and then this will basically be the result. If you played everything like super rule of thumb basic, it would probably look like this.
And that would be a win for black.
So let me.
Oh, I don't know about the Comey.
Yeah, white plus 3.8.
Yeah,
it's fine.
I forgot about the 6.5 Comey.
But it's not a huge deal. If it's within like 5 points, I think you should be happy. Because you're learning how to finish the game. You're not trying to like super win all your games right now. You're trying to figure out how to finish a game while keeping it close. So I would be pretty satisfied if it was within 5 points. Okay, they're pushing you, so you got to block. So this is where they're coming under you, so you want to learn to block. So push and block. These are our end-game tactics. Because otherwise, they're going to come under you. And notice how they're already blocking you. So it's not the same trade. Ooh, an invasion. Okay. I think it's fine to try these while you're learning, but once you learn that it's going to die, you have to stop. But you don't know that it's going to die without trying them, so it's kind of like you have to go, like, you have to touch fire to know it's hot. Like, people can tell you, but like, this is one of those things, it's a trial by fire. You're going to have to figure it out by dying. You have to figure out why you die. Otherwise, you're never going to learn. So placing stones in here to try is fine, but just recognize that if you die, it's expected. Okay, so they're trying to come in. You want to block. Only try one thing at a time, maybe one thing per game. If you try to go crazy with it, then you might end up with multiple dead things, and then your main thing could die. Just be cautious about that. Okay, trying to cut, but again, you tried to cut before you blocked, so you want to block and then cut. So block and then cut puts them down at 1 liberty, versus if you try to cut, they have 2. That is a big difference, and now you're trapped against the edge. Yep, and then you end up at that same pattern that you saw in the first game. Yep. So again, when they play this move, you want to block. Same with here. When they play this move, just block. They have a second line cut. If they don't respond, you can cut. So they had to fix, and then you could play. And they actually have to go here because of a second line cut. And then you need to block them. They need to block you. You need to fix your second line cuts. And it's kind of the same pattern over and over and over. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. That, very helpful to see, like, or just hear.
Okay, white is actually wasting moves to capture. You don't have to worry about it. Because you don't have to capture or remove the stones from the board until the very end. So white should be expanding their position instead of capturing the stones. Here, once they're dead, you want to just give it up. So this is where you need to recognize that this is a self-capture or a self-Atari.
Yeah, I did see that. I didn't know if I could cause a KO to happen in the future, but now that I'm looking at it, I don't think I can.
Yeah, KOs are quite difficult to see, I think, for double-digit Qs in general. Like, I think until single-digit Q, KO is going to be hard to see.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the best thing to do is block, and then just play the game. Here, white actually made a mistake. You see how white didn't push you to the edge? White should push you to the edge. The punishment is to cut right here.
G8. Oh, okay.
If they go right here, you're still going to be trapped against the edge.
Yeah, okay.
But if you cut right here, this stone's an Atari.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you trap this one. So it's a nice little tactic. If you can't find it, it's fine. But it's one of those things, if you can find it, it's cool. But if not, it's not like you're losing anything. You're just not gaining something.
Look for Atari and then Atari in that position, right?
Right. So you're looking at the cutting point of the Hane. And once your eyes are trained to notice this cutting point, you want to notice, hey, this cutting point puts this into Atari. If a cutting point puts something into Atari, you want to see if there's a double attack that's possible. If not, then you just want to focus on one thing at a time. But a lot of the times, tactics can come from these cutting points. And low liberties also lead to tactics. So right now, you just want to see when something gets put into Atari, check for a tactic, which is a go problem. But eventually, you'll learn that 3 liberties or less are where tactics are born. It's not every single time, but a lot of the times, 3 liberties or less might have a tactic. And the big hint for this is this stone has 3 liberties or less. And it's not always a tactic, but if you notice, the reason it works because I Atari'd this one, which had 2, and now I've taken one of those, and now I've put it into Atari. And that is because it had 3. If it had 4, this wouldn't work. That makes sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
It looks like you also missed this.
Yes. That's capture.
Okay.
And I resigned here, but after looking at it, like now, I'm like, oh, I've been captured twice. I'm probably going to lose. But yeah, I think I would have won here.
I don't think you would win because I expect these 2 stones to make life with the life and death problems that we have at this level. But what I want you to do is finish the game and learn to judge if the game is going to be more than 20 points or less than 20 points. Because if it's more than 20 points, then you can resign. But if it's less than 20 points, you should finish the game for practice. And don't stress about every game being a victory because you're not supposed to win a lot. You're actually supposed to lose more than you win while you're improving. If you're winning a lot, then you're improving less, ironically. So it's okay to lose. You just want to aim to have the result be close. If the result is close, you know you've played a good game.
Gotcha.
Okay, so now let's look at this one.
Review started.
You were white. Okay, we want open corners first. This is too early to start a fight or anything. We just want open corners, open corners, open corners. Okay, they pushed diagonal. Do you remember what the response is?
Close on F5.
Looks like you did that in the game.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is a Baduk. Do you remember? It's one of the shapes we've talked about in this lesson today. What makes this a Baduk?
I think I play F7 because I do a double attack on G and E7, or I play E6 because it does a double attack on E and E5 and E7.
So the shape is a 1-space jump that has been peeped, and then there's also the 1-space jump that has been peeped. So this is a double shape mistake. It's the exact same shape twice, so this is a double mistake. Instead, what do you think Black should do?
E6.
So we want to play our defense first because this stone only has 3, so it's 1 stone that's been touched, and we want to stretch and gain liberties. If you go this way, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 liberties. But if we go this way, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 liberties. Or this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 liberties. So I think one of these two.
E4 then. Okay. E4 or D5.
Yeah, I think that would be one of the basic ideas here. Okay, so you push through and notice how they have cutting points. Yep. So this is where we have to start learning how to bully these tactics. A lot of the times you want to think cutting points are like dominoes. So if we push right here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 cutting points. So the way to think about it with dominoes is you start here, you start here, you start, and then you finish here.
I get an Atari.
Yeah, so you sack the stone, the stone, and then capture.
Yep.
So 1 leads to 2, leads to 3.
telling me to look for it. Yep.
So it's kind of like a domino. The common mistake is you cut the first one and then try to make the first one do something. A lot of the times, the first one won't do something by itself. It's the second or third one that might do something. But the first one lowers the liberties. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, so that's why you want to think of this like dominoes rather than just one move doing something. Okay, so with that in mind,
exactly what you just said.
Yeah. So with that in mind, where do you think you should play?
Ooh, I saw G8, which I don't think is right, but looks kind of interesting.
Why isn't that right? What's wrong with it?
Oh no, that is right, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Because it's a second line cut, and they are trapped against the edge.
Recognizing things.
Mm-hmm. This is why it's one of our basics that we learn first. Remember second line cuts, seeing Ataris, and then finishing a game while watching your cutting points.
Yeah.
Just those three things. Once you master it, you move up. Okay. All right, so now this is going to be one of our Go problem shapes, if you can recognize it. Oh. Okay, so this one is going to be very, very tricky for you to remember, but you have to see it like probably 20, 30 times before it'll start clicking and noticing, but this is a ladder.
Yeah, I see it now. I would go F4 or...
No, you would ladder these three because it only has 2 liberties. You can't ladder 3 liberties. You can only ladder 2 liberties. So a ladder is a series of Ataris or a series of threats to capture. So a series of threats.
C6, you play C7,
2 liberties.
I play C8.
No, C8, I get 3 liberties.
Oh, okay.
So I play here, and then we'll do you can push it to the edge now, but we'll do the zigzag. Here, here, there. Now, in order to master this is where you do Go problems, of course. You would do ladder Go puzzles, and you would do pretty much maybe 5 to 10 a day for like a month or two to just start finally being able to recognize this. Yep. You just have to do it over and over and over. For me, the equivalent in chess would be like the back rank checkmate.
Yeah, ladder mate, or like 2 rooks.
The 2 rooks. That's a perfect example. Is the 2 rooks into the.
I see it. Yeah, I can see the correlation.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what this is. Is once you notice it, it's very easy, but it's just training your eyes to spot it before it happens. Okay. So when you played here and they blocked, assuming we don't think it's a ladder, we should be fixing our cutting point. Yeah. So fixing your cutting point is good habits. Fix the cutting point. Now we're in trouble. So now we have 3 things, and it's really hard to keep up with all of them. And this is why we want to focus on 1 or 2 things at a time, because getting 3 groups, it's like, okay, which one's the weakest on this turn? And it gets really complicated really fast. Okay, you're blocking. Okay, blocking with the tiger's mouth, very good. This is pushing the border, but I want to see you blocking your space. This is where your base is. A base is space that you are surrounding that will make 2 eyes. Do you know what an eye is?
Yep. Yeah, it's just a spot that has 2 open spots next to it, right?
An eye is a liberty that is a suicide move for your opponent to play, unless it is the last liberty of the group. So you need 2 eyes to live, 2 spots that your opponent cannot play legally. Now we say an eye is an eye before it actually becomes that exact, because we know that certain shapes inside will be reduced down eventually to an eye, or reduced down eventually to 2 eyes. So we'll sometimes say 2 in a row or 3 in a row is an eye or 2 eyes.
Would A4 and B4 be the eyes then? Because if I play like it, or if they play an A4 and B4, I can play A3 in next.
So A
and B4.
Yeah, I'm showing you, this is the eyes that I see. A is the eye number 1 and B is the eye number 2 that I am aiming for. So you said A3 3.
I think I said A and B4. So I saw one of them.
So you're looking at these two being the eye?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that would be one eye. That is correct.
Okay.
So the concept here is you're not making the eye yet. You are creating eye space. That is what a base is. You are creating more space that you will eventually make into eyes. So a base is space that your group is surrounding, and that is going to be space that will make 2 eyes if you need it. But if you try to make eyes directly before making your base, then you're only making 1 eye at a time. Yeah. It's not efficient. That is why we want to expand as quickly as possible. Okay, so here you're expanding on the first line, expanding on the second line is a little bit more efficient. This is cute. This is technically what the correct move is, but this is way above this level. Okay, yeah. I think you got a little bit lucky here. You ran into a go problem, but I think you kind of lucked into the go problem. Because technically, what we're supposed to do at this level is connect our Atari.
Gotcha.
That is
I did see that I had all of his stones in a capturable position. So this was a plan. This is why I shared this game with you. This was actually my first win, because when this went through, I was like, oh my gosh, I want a go game. Yeah. It took me like 17 games to win a go game, but
that's typically how it works. Yeah. The big thing here is typically this would defy our basics because this one white stone can be captured.
Yeah.
Now the reason it's okay is because we sacrificed it to play this move, and now black has to connect and we capture the whole thing. So yeah, that was really good. So here, just capture. You don't have to actually play another one. You can just capture directly. However, we are ignoring another basic, which is this stone's an Atari. We want to connect. Yeah. So it's one of those things, like you learn these basics, and then your Go problems will show you exceptions to the basics. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you want to follow the basics kind of blindly, and then do Go problems. And then when you say, "Hey, does this actually work?" We use our reading or calculation or whatever, and then if we calculate or read that something just works, well, reading is better than basics. However, basics are the fundamentals of our reading. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah. 100%.
So if you can read it, you can play it. But if you can't read it, you need to follow basic rules of thumb. All right, so we have a bit of time. Do you want to try playing a game?
Sure, I can do that. I'll hop on to OGS really quick. I assume this will be a teaching game because...
Yeah, I'm going to be following the same principles that I'm trying to get you to follow. And then we'll do 9x9. I will be white. Do a 1 minute game with 10 seconds.
10 seconds?
Game yeah, started. We don't want to spend too long, so we can have a couple times to practice.
Gotcha. So, corners.
I want to do open corners.
Okay. And then open edges, but is it better to take the middle here?
And which middle?
Like E5.
So E5 is which line from the edge?
Fifth.
Okay, is fifth so one of our good lines?
I want to focus on the third rather than
third and fourth. So, for example, on the third line is correct on the bottom because you have an enemy on your left. You want to be safe. Yep. But on the
F5 would be the play on the right side.
Correct. So I'm going to play that shape on the left side because I have support on both sides.
And I have support on both sides, so I'll be there.
And then the top side is the last opening move. So I'm going to play third line because the enemy's over here.
Now I can decide where I want to play my territory, right?
So now we need to expand our borders while pushing mine back.
So Would f7 be a good move there? I know it's touching your stone, which is kind of...
Well, remember, when you push, is it blocked yet or not blocked?
Yes, it is blocked, so I wouldn't want to play that.
Right, you would want to play one line higher.
Okay.
Because now it's not blocked, right? So now I have to block you.
And... Oh, I'm already on the Byo-Yomi, so I'll do the same thing down here.
That's the wrong direction, though. Because I'm going to block while expanding now.
Okay, so there.
This one you could have played E9 for one.
Oh, I could have played E9. I see that now. Yeah, and close my corners.
Okay, so now I have the initiative because you're no longer pushing my border. So this one is a little bit slow because you're not pushing anything. I think a better move would have been D4 because you would have pushed.
8.
Okay, 7, I see that.
6.
So I think 5, I'm going to try 4, to push 3, your border.
Okay, so which way are you going to push my border?
9.
So I'll push down here.
And I don't gain many liberties from
8,
this, but
7, 6, 5.
And then
4,
I will try to
3,
push right
2.
Here.
Okay, so I don't want you to go through, so I would play F4, but that
9,
seems like a... Oh,
8,
yeah, and I
7,
have my
6,
eye made.
5,
but...
And then I'm going to block right here to gain a point if I can.
Okay. And this is a fighting point, right?
9, 8.
So I have to connect
7,
to the Minotauri.
6.
Is that the game? It feels like the game.
Nope, there's one more point.
Is it here?
9.
No,
8,
this is an invasion.
7.
But
6,
we are
5,
going to go over this as well
4,
in this game.
Oh, I see.
So I'm going to
no,
push you to the edge.
Okay. Well, if I want to find the fighting point, it would be here.
9.
Now I'm in Atari,
8.
so I have to fix.
Yep. And then do I close? No, I don't want to close off my eye.
Right.
On F3.
9,
so I'm
8,
just going to have this invasion
7,
die. It's basically
6,
going to be the end of the
5,
game, right?
Pretty much. So
4,
I'm going to trap
3,
you and push you to the edge. I'm going to trap you against the edge. I'm not going to play on the edge. I'm going to trap it against the edge.
Yeah. So I'm
9,
going to play here, and eventually
8,
I'm going to die.
7, 6.
I see that.
I think I'll trap it here. There's multiple ways to go about this, so there's not one correct answer. There's multiple correct answers.
9,
Okay,
8.
I'm going to trap this against the edge.
And I'm in Atari.
9.
And then I lose my spot there. So yeah, this is just the end. I can see that you'll capture eventually on A8.
8, 7.
And then here.
9,
Okay,
8.
I'm just going to take.
9.
Push to the edge.
And okay. And now it's in my best interest to just pass, right? Because I don't want to play any.
Pass.
Yeah.
All right. Now
8.
It's your turn to do the same thing to me.
Cool.
Because your opponents are going to play crazy stuff. So you're going to have to learn how to deal with it.
Play toward the
9,
edge.
8. 9.
Well, remember,
8,
you want to block me from going
7.
too far. So right now I'm expanding my eye space, right?
9.
So you need to block it at some point. And now I have to go to the edge.
Yeah. And I can just play this.
8.
Now we get into your
7,
life and death problems.
6.
Yep.
Life and death. Oops.
9, 8.
Oh.
7.
3 in a row is how many
6,
eyes?
5.
2
4,
eyes.
3,
If I play first,
right?
it's
2
2 eyes.
Gotcha.
But if you go back one move, hit undo. Hit
9,
undo.
8.
Oh,
7.
hit undo.
Undo requested. Undo granted.
All right.
Undo requested. Undo granted.
And
9,
now one more.
8. Undo requested. Granted.
So I should have played here and
9,
created 2
8.
eyes.
Or you
7,
you prevent 2
6,
eyes.
5.
Yeah.
4.
Okay, now let's keep going. Don't self-Atari at J9.
you
9.
knew where I was hovering my thing. And what do I play here? G2?
No, you
Or
actually
C2?
just keep playing in the inside of the eye. Now you just want to capture it.
Oh,
And you'll show that it's one eye by keep playing. There you
gotcha.
go. Does that make
8,
sense on how 3 in a
7,
row
Yes.
is one eye?
6,
Y-
So
yes,
3 in a row
yes.
is whoever plays first
3,
gets it.
2,
So
And 2 in a
1.
row is whoever
2
plays
period
first
9.
loses it.
no. 2 in a row is
7,
one eye.
6,
3 in a row
5,
is 1
4,
or 2 eyes,
3,
depending on who plays
2,
first.
1.
4 in a row is 2
Last
eyes, no matter
period
who
9.
plays first.
8, 7. Pass.
Does that make sense?
Remove the dead stones.
In the Goblin Camp, you'll actually go over
You have
these
1.
basics. So 3.5 points, that's within 5 points. I think you did great. Now, if we come back and look at my screen,
Yep.
I think we followed the basics pretty perfectly. So here you play third line because I'm there, and this natural shape is like mirrored. So you can say that we both played the basics perfectly here. And then from there you push the border, and I blocked. And here you played here, but you actually should have pushed the border, make me have less, so I
On the
blocked.
other side. Gotcha.
And then up top, you should have played E9. I block, okay. You connect, I fix my second line cut. That make sense?
Yep.
Okay, so I got 2 more points. This one doesn't push anything. Yeah, so you should have kept going like here, should have pushed. And then you can block right here, which threatens another push with an Atari. You could also push right here, but we're getting into a little bit questionable shape, but I guess we wouldn't recognize that yet. And then I block, and then you just block here or block here. And then it's my turn, because you can't always have the initiative.
Yeah.
Right, and then I fix my second line cut. Right, and that's a way it could have played out. I push, and then I block when I'm out of pushes. Then you put me Atari, I connect. Then yeah, the move is put me into Atari.
I noticed it after I played it, so that should have been the end of the game right there, right?
Yes, and then from there, I want you to try 1 invasion, and then let it die, and then pass. Because you need to learn how you can live and how you can die. Like as you saw on the right side, I should have died, but I ended up living because he made a mistake. Your opponents are also going to sometimes make those mistakes, and you need to figure out how to do it. And the way that worked is, here you trapped me against the edge, but you can't keep letting me expand. You have to stop me from expanding. Otherwise, I'm expanding my base. See how I'm getting this?
Yeah, you're getting
and
more
now I'm getting
eyes
more.
to make.
And yeah, I'm getting more and more space. And then I actually need 7 stones in a row to be alive 100%, and I only had 5. But if you had kept going, then I could have gotten 7. So it depends on how you play, right? But it should die, but you need to learn how it dies, and you need to learn how to punish your opponent and live if they make a mistake. So it's fine to play it out right now while you're learning, and then eventually you'll get to a point where you're like, okay, this is going to die at 100%. My opponents know how to kill it, so stop playing it. And once you're at that level, you can just stop playing it. But right now, I think try 1 invasion and then pass, because you want to try learning something every game. All right, and for the last 10 minutes, we're going to go through our Goblin Camp and do some exercises together.
Sure.
Okay, so let's see. We talked about some in-game. Where is that one?
Life or death, I think.
No, looks like the end game's not in here, which means I can add it. I've actually been making a bunch of sets that I'm going to add to the campaign. So I've actually got a lot of like sets like capture 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yada yada yada. And I'm going to add those to the campaign. But I've been in the process of creating them, is why it's not in here yet. Okay, so we can look at 3 space I. That's one of them. 3 space I. I'll bet you the in-game is at the 9/9. That makes sense. Okay, where's the vital of 3?
So the middle, T1, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, this is the same shape that I just explained to you in the game.
And it would be P4.
Mm-hmm.
And here would be our S3. Sorry, I have my lines mixed up. And J9 in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And S19. Q18. And the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's too far from the edge, but here you go. This one is L8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope. I went to it automatically. My mouse is like right here.
Yeah. I saw it anyway, and this would be Q18. And this would be S1.
And that is our 3-space I. So 3-space I number 2 is where you're going to prevent white from playing it.
So I would still play in the middle, right? P4.
Yep.
Gotcha. And then S1.
Yeah, you're preventing your opponent from playing it.
T1. You can hover over it automatically. It's okay. I'll get it. This one is T2. Okay. And B19. S1. T1.
And this one's tricky.
Ooh. Is it T5?
Okay, T5 to reduce the eye space, and then
T2.
Right. So this actually goes into the classy approach of attacking, which is step 3 and 4. So step 4 is play the Vita point. That's the Vita of 3 that we've been doing. That one showed the one before, which is reduce the eye space to a shape that we can play the Vita point. So you reduce the eye space to 3 in a row, and then you play the Vita point of 3.
I would not have been able to get that right before this lesson.
Cool. Hopefully you'll see it in the game, but the concept is when we're playing defense, we're expanding our base. When we're attacking, we're reducing their base. And then once it becomes a shape that we know, which this is our first one that we learned 3 in a row, we play the Vita point to live or kill once we have a shape that we can recognize.
Yeah. So this will be C19.
Which creates a 3 in a row.
Yep, and then we'll play C19 again.
Correct. Okay, and this one is similar to the one you just did.
So would it be T5 again?
Because you sacrifice the stone.
Yep. And then T2.
Right. Because that last one was a false eye.
Okay.
Let's see. Try a little bit of 4-point eyes. So how do you live in a 4-point eye?
Would I go O19 here?
Because there's 2 in a row on the right and 1 on the left. Yeah. So that's 2 eyes.
Yeah, I don't want to let them make 3 in a row, right?
Correct. That's what you're preventing.
Okay. So with that, S19 or Q19? Is it S19? One? I think it's S19.
Does Q19 surround another spot?
No, it doesn't. So it is S19.
Because it surrounds T19.
Yeah.
Okay, here's another one.
And this would be P17?
Okay, because it surrounds the above it and to the right.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a preventative.
Is it trying to stop them from making 3 in a row? Is it A16?
A16, does that reduce the shape on the inside?
Oh, no, it doesn't.
So if it doesn't reduce the shape on the inside, then that doesn't affect the eye. Has to reduce it or it doesn't affect it.
Okay, B18 is an Atari. B19 stops an Atari. Is it B19?
Yep.
Okay. And then S19 here.
Mm-hmm.
And Q16?
Nope, because then you can capture right here.
Ah, okay.
Because if you
S19 and R18.
And now you got
Gotcha.
Okay, this is the exact opposite of you were trying to kill white, but now you're trying to live with this sort of T4 shape.
Yeah.
Very similar to 3 in a row.
Is it S17?
Well, this you're trying to cut.
Okay.
So yeah, you can check cutting points, but this one is just going to be a second line cut where you get pushed to the edge.
Okay. E18?
Okay, what does that shape look like?
Field goal.
No, if I place a stone right here, imagine this is filled. How big is the eye?
I said T18.
Oh, T18. How does that affect your eye space?
I don't know. Oh, so P19 then?
Mm-hmm. Because you see how it creates 3 eyes.
I see it. Yeah, okay, I see it now.
Yeah, it actually creates 3 eyes.
Yeah. So here, if I play, what, P18?
Is that 2 eyes?
It's 3, it looks like.
That's the 3 in a row shape or white play.
O19? No, because that lets me get yeah. Oh, so Q18.
Mm-hmm. That looks like 2, and then there's one right here.
Yeah.
Now?
I feel like, I don't know, I just get captured. Do I cut at N16?
Technically, what it's trying to get you to do is just make the eyes. Like, obviously, the cutting points are like things to check in a real game, but the exercise here is just, do you know how to make the 2 eyes?
Oh, is it O19?
Yep.
Okay.
Ooh, this one's interesting. This one is a 2-step process.
Yeah, create 2 eyes and 2 eyes. Would it be D1?
So this one is actually create the shape that will live and then play the vital point to live. So expand the eye space. And then that creates a 4 shape, right? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep.
And we know that 4 in a row is alive, even if they play first, because if they played one of them, then we would play the other. Okay, so here's 4 in a row. They've played. How do we live?
Q17. And Q15.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I don't want there to be 3 eyes because whoever plays in their first wins. So do I give up this? Oh yeah, R19.
Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, P18.
Because it makes that a false eye.
Yeah.
So if you play here, it's 4 in a row.
Yeah, I see it now.
So whenever you want to play around with this, like let's say there's a couple you wanted to look at, you click this study button, and this will actually open up this puzzle set for you to play around with. So what you can do is you can let's go to the last one, and then click this little explore button, and you can have it where you can play out some stones. So if you play right here, they play right here, you got 2 eyes. They play right here, you got 2 eyes. What you're doing is creating the 4 in a row.
Gotcha.
But if you play right here like you did, then they play right here. You're an Atari, you have to connect, and now it's only 1 eye.
Yeah.
And then for previous one, this one was expand the eye space, and then they're going to try to play a vital point, and then you have to live. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, I'm actually going to save that because I think it should be played out. So now in the future when it's played, it'll actually play it out. Well, I forgot to put a comment. Forgot to mark it as correct. I'm glad it tested that. This is now you get to see how I edit the Go problems.
Yep.
All right. So you can actually play around with this, and then once you feel comfortable with it, you can go back into the campaign and click start and test yourself again and see if you can get 3 stars, which 3 stars means you did them all perfectly.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we got the bots, and then I think Secret Grove is where it goes to 9x9. Maybe. In-game one, okay, I think it's maybe Booney that goes to 9x9 because in-game starts right here. Which it looks like we're out of time, so we won't really have time for the in-game, but basically it's like how to finish, how to push the borders and finish. Fix your second line cuts. Hane on the first line, Hane on the first line. Play the last neutral move. Cut the second line. So just kind of teaching you the same thing that we talked about today.
Okay.
Do you have any questions about today's lesson?
No, this was exceedingly helpful. I am leaving this lesson with a lot more knowledge than I came in with, which is all I can ask for.
So I'm going to assign you some homework. We're going to say work through the goblin camp. And then if you have the time, you can go to the categories, which is on the homepage, which technically you'll only be able to do 5 a day unless you're premium. But if we go to the categories, what I want you to do is somehow get the time to do, where is it? In-game. And I want you to do level 0 and level 1. So that's 27 problems. So we're going to do in-game, level 0.
That would be E1.
Yeah. And level 1. Right. And then this will just be an exercise for you to do, which if it doesn't automatically go to next, you can do that. And remember, you can explore at any time. Yep. If you have any questions, just join the Discord and screenshot it, or you can click the share this problem button and say, hey, I couldn't figure out this problem, or whatever. That way you can get help if you need it. And eventually you'll just be able to solve them. Yeah, and this is kind of what I want you to get to, is finding the end game immediately. And this will teach you how to finish the game. Any questions about the homework?
Nope, I think it's very clear. I can make that happen.
All right, well, hopefully you enjoyed the lesson, and I will see you when I see you.
Awesome, thank you.
All right, and with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up today's stream. I hope you all enjoyed the stream. I know Bats is live, so we're going to go ahead and raid Bats. So we will do that. I know Suga Dentist is 78 out of 100 games in one day. It's crazy. Let's see, Shamka Group / So for those who don't know, the Western Server Challenge is happening this month. This is where you try to play 100 games in 1 month and you get a badge on OGS if you do it. Let's see. Suga Dentist, what account is he using? Oh, I didn't see it. Don't give me an ad. Don't give me an ad. One-eyed dragon. Right here, 77 games. Looks like 15 19 by 19. Okay, so he's doing a lot of 9 by 9. Okay, so he's going for the 9 by 9 first. He's going to play 100 9 by 9, and then he might do the Grand Slam, which is 100 of all 3 categories. Looks like I think he said he's going to try to play 100 today, which is crazy. Yeah, with that, hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. Actually, we'll go ahead and rate a Suga. I rate the bats all the time. We'll rate him. So hope you guys enjoyed, and with that, I will see you guys next time.